So yesterday we had a big debate about old Cilic, the sobbing Croat, at Wimbledon. And I got obviously lambasted by the PC world. You know, how dare you criticise him? He was obviously on the verge of death from his little blister. Anyway, Jim White, who's a very reputable sports columnist in the Daily Telegraph, today wrote a piece headlined "Winners Do Cry," but Cilic's tears came far too early. And he says, and it's an interesting point, this. He didn't wait until the final set had been lost. He was overcome with the thought that it was the end, right? Rather than waiting till the end, though, to allow his feelings to be on public display, he let them go halfway through the match. These weren't the tears as tools of reinvigoration. His were tears of surrender. And then says it was hard not to watch him bury his head in a Wimbledon-branded towel on centre court, his distress obvious and painful, and not ask the simple guiding mantra that always comes to mind when witnessing a sportsperson addressing a significant issue. What would Roy Keane do? And we can safely say, probably not cry.
Well, just because one person wouldn't doesn't mean that another person doesn't.
Actually, and also, to be fair, Roy Keane did cry when Patrick Vieira gave him the runaround when Arsenal played Man United.
We have seen plenty
sob like
of
a baby after that. No, I think it's a
cry.
really interesting thing, isn't it? I just think that tears in sport, great when you win, great when you've lost but performed heroically and the emotion pours out.
But Piers, sorry, you're suggesting you can book your emotions, you can schedule them. You absolutely can't.
Well,
if you're overcome with emotion and you feel like you can't help crying, you're going to cry.
I suggested you can man up in the middle of a Wimbledon final.
But he couldn't. And the point is, sometimes you just can't.
No, but you need to.
Well, you may well feel like you need to, and perhaps he felt he needed to and then realised he couldn't and broke down.
Perhaps just a bit of a wimp. I said man up, and then Martina Navratilova, the tennis legend, came on Twitter and said, how dare I use the phrase man up about a man? I mean, are we now at the stage of this sexism debate where a man is not allowed to man up? What's he going to do, person up?
No, because what you're suggesting is that there is a way that men should behave and that Cilic should have behaved like a man, whereas the point is Cilic is a man and cried because he was overcome. And that is also how men behave. They can be emotional and in touch with their feelings.
Just wimpy, isn't it?
Or it's...
When you're losing. I mean, if one of my kids, they've all played a lot of sport in their lives, right? And they're all getting on a bit now, 23, 20, nearly 17. But in their early years, if one of them had burst into tears because they were losing something at
What would you have done?
I'd have gone over, pull yourself together, man up, and no tea until you stop blubbing.
Nice.
Well, how else are they ever going to toughen up for life?
Really
you think life's easy, everybody? You think you get into life and someone goes, you okay all the time? Everything all right? Everything okay? Can I help you? Can I make your life easier? No, life's tough. You don't start crying because you're losing.
But of
you
course...
dig deep, you man up, or you woman up if you're a woman, and you battle on and you say, I will not be beaten by a little blister.
Can I just point out, Cilic did exactly that.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He came back, he carried on the match.
He'd flown the white flag of surrender to a ruthless machine, Federer, who then just destroyed him. Because he looked at this sobbing guy and went, what? You're crying? Because I'm beating you?
Except Roger Federer didn't take that attitude at all. He was very gracious.
Oh, nonsense. Anyway, as always, I'm right and the rest of you are wrong. This is what I'm talking about.
It's your world, Piers Morgan, and we just have to live in it.
Well, talking of things that are wrong about life, Camilla Thurlow from Love Island, that wonderful television
programme that you
show.
never watch but are utterly obsessed by.
So she dated Prince Harry, and she said before she went in the show, I'm shy, I'm quite a private person, I can't imagine having sex in the villa. And then yesterday she had sex in the villa. Amazing, isn't it, how people can bounce back from shyness. Anyway.
Any other judgments on people's behaviour you want to issue at 6:37 in the morning?
I think my life view is fairly consistent. It's just this
permanent
generation.
outrage. That's what it is.
You know what? Go and see Dunkirk. Seriously, everyone who wants to cry when they're losing, everybody who wants to just roll over all the time at life's little travails, go and watch the movie Dunkirk, and go and see what those young guys had to go through. And trust me, it was more than a little blister.
And I tell you what,
and they were the most heroic people
grown men crying. In Dunkirk.
Very important film. Go and see it. Great piece of our history. And that was a generation that was never feeling sorry for itself and just dug very, very deep in life. And that's what you got to do. I know you don't agree because you're basically you like...
A big wimp. I'm a big wimp in your world.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And yet you're not. Actually, you're quite a tough cookie. That's my issue with you. You are quite a tough cookie. So you don't really believe all this stuff. You just say it because everyone goes, oh, isn't Susanna lovely? No, she's tough. She's hard as nails.
And I regularly cry, and there's nothing wrong with it.